on a trip with my father. I'd been hiking with my brother, whom I hadn't seen in a long time. We came home. The next morning, I woke up and my right eye was very swollen. My father took a look, lifted the eyelid, found a tick. So they removed it as though it were nothing. My swelling went down after a day or so, and that was the end of it. When I was younger, my symptoms were definitely cramping in my legs. My legs would swell up. I was a figure skater. I was very athletic. So after I did any type of sports, my knees would swell, my back, I would get swelling in my back, cramping in my back. But I remember at night waking up with terrible swelling in my knees, putting heat packs, cold packs, trying everything. I didn't quit doing anything active because I just went along with its probably growing pains. When I was 18, I had stopped figure skating because it was that severe. I went to an Olympic doctor, Olympic medicine specialist, and he actually told me that I had arthritis already. I would faint, I had vertigo, tinnitus that developed, all of these little symptoms that we all brushed off. Nobody really took as anything too serious. I was in the store with my daughter. It was the evening, and all of a sudden, my left leg gave out. It felt as though somebody had kicked me from behind. I had to hold on to my daughter, and that was the start of the downfall. This was in October of 2018. By the end of October, I was no longer able to drive. My arms were not able to hold the steering wheel. I had vision problems. I had started to develop tremors. My brain worked properly, but I could not control my speech. I could not control my movements. Everybody in my family was very afraid. And I went to many doctors. We did EEGs. They could not explain where this activity was coming from in my brain and in my body. By January, I was using a cane, had to transfer to a wheelchair. I could not do my stairs in my home. I was living part-time with my father-in-law because his home was equipped for handicapped accessibility, and so therefore I had to go there. Our families were separated for quite a lot of that time. It was very difficult. I needed a caregiver. My mother stopped what she was doing and started becoming my caregiver. And I was no longer able to drive. So she and my husband took over. They were driving my children to school. Bathing was difficult. I started to get problems where I couldn't stand in the shower, so I had to bathe. My husband had to help me wash my hair in the sink. My mother was helping me get dressed. It was incredibly difficult for the entire family and frustrating, not knowing the answers. As this was happening, doctors were sending me to specialists, to neurologists. My mother, at the time, as mothers do, started to investigate other options. And my mother found Envita online. We listened to testimonials and we realized, that's me. Those are my symptoms. Perhaps there's a connection here. And so therefore I was all gung-ho. We got on a plane, we came to Envita. I was diagnosed in May, and that was the start of this journey. Zoe was my PCC, and she was very helpful throughout the process. Dr. Warren was fantastic. He was great, he was supportive, he was very warm, very kind, and very informative. He described everything in layman's terms, I'll say. After approximately 3 weeks into my treatment, I woke up one day, without thinking, I walked to the bathroom. I didn't understand why I was walking. It wasn't as though I had done anything other than follow the treatments at Envita. As the time progressed, I would say the next big miracle was my ability to use my upper body. I had upper body strength again. I could make a tea, I could lift the kettle, I could wash my hair, I could get dressed. I was emotional because for the first time in 17 years, I had no pain anywhere on my body. I had no headache. I had nothing that was creating difficulty. I felt like I did when I was 25 again. There are so many miracles, and the staff, I cannot say enough about the nurses at Envita. They help you in so many ways. They encourage you. They realize your struggles. They put you first, and they're family. They are your family. When you leave, you feel like you're leaving family. Envita saved my life.